Hello everyone, this is Julina Clarissa Canya, along with Judy Andy Paz. We are a third-year Basic Math student of Eastern Visayas State University. In this video, we will be discussing graphing linear equations. Note that this video will contain 3 parts: the learning outcomes, an activity, and lastly, we will proceed to the discussion. Take the challenge. In this lesson, challenge yourself to attain the learning outcomes. First is identify the 3 methods of graphing a linear equation. Second is graph a linear equation given any 2 points, x and y intercepts, the slope and the point. And lastly, realize the importance of graphing linear equations in dealing real-life problems. Plot the points. Here we have ordered pairs and a Cartesian plane. What you need to do is to plot the points on the Cartesian plane. Feel free to pause the video in order for you to have enough time to answer this. Recall that the Cartesian plane consists of 2 perpendicular number lines intersecting at the origin. The position, direction, and distance of all points in the plane relative to the origin are given by coordinates, the ordered pair. The x-coordinate or abscissa of a point is its horizontal distance from the origin, while the y-coordinate or the ordinate of a point is its vertical distance from the origin. Hence, we can describe any point of the plane using ordered pair of numbers. The plane is also divided into 4 regions: quadrant 1, 2, 3, and 4. Now, if you can observe, the points are aligned in a slanted position, and according to line postulate, 2 points determine a line. Therefore, we can draw a straight line using these points. What is a linear equation? A first-degree polynomial equation in 2 variables is said to be a linear equation. A linear equation in 2 variables can be written in the form ax plus by is equal to c, where a, b, and c are real numbers, and a and b are not equal to 0. The graph of a linear equation is a line. It can be drawn in the coordinate plane using different methods. Graphing linear equations can be done using any of the 3 methods. First is using any 2 points on the line. Second, using x and y intercepts. Third, using the slope and the point. Let us start with the first method. It is using any 2 points. Remember that 2 points are enough to draw the graph of a linear equation. This is because of line postulate, where it states that 2 points determine a line. Let us have an example. Graph the linear equation y is equal to 2x minus 3. In order to solve this, you may assign 2 arbitrary values of x, such as 0 and 1, and then solve for the corresponding value of y. First is, when x is equal to 0, we will substitute the value of x to the original equation, which is y is equal to 2x minus 3. And so, it becomes y is equal to 2 times 0 minus 3. Since 2 times 0 is equal to 0, what will remain is negative 3. So, y is equal to negative 3. Next is when x is equal to 1. Again, we will substitute the value of x to the original equation, which is y is equal to 2x minus 3. And so it becomes y is equal to 2 times 1 minus 3. Then 2 times 1 is equal to 2. And 2 minus 3 is equal to negative 1. So y is equal to negative 1. The solution implies that if x is equal to 0, then y is equal to negative 3. Also, if x is equal to 1, then y is equal to negative 1. Thus, the ordered pairs are 0, negative 3, and 1, negative 1. This means that the line passes through these points. Let us proceed to plot the points 0, negative 3, and 1, negative 1. The first point is located here, and the second point is here. Since we have now the points, we can draw a line through them. Therefore, this is the graph of the linear equation y is equal to 2x minus 3. Let us have another example. Graph the linear equation 3x plus y is equal to 6. Feel free to pause the video and try to answer this problem. Just like what we did in the first example, you may assign any two arbitrary values of x and then solve for the corresponding value of y. In here, we will try 2 and 3. First is when x is equal to 2. We will substitute the value of x to the original equation, which is 3x plus y is equal to 6. And so it becomes 3 times 2 plus y is equal to 6. Then 3 times 2 is equal to 6. And then we will use the subtraction property of equality by subtracting both sides by 6, so that what will remain at the left side is y. Then 6 minus 6 is equal to 0, so y is equal to 0. Next is when x is equal to 3. Again, we will substitute the value of x to the original equation, which is 3x plus y is equal to 6. And so it becomes 3 times 3 plus y is equal to 6. 3 times 3 is equal to 9. And then we will use subtraction property of equality by subtracting both sides by 9, so that what will remain at the left side is y. Then 6 minus 9 is equal to negative 3, so y is equal to negative 3. Therefore, we have 2 points, 2, 0, and 3, negative 3. Now let us graph using these points. The first point is located here, and the second is here. Now we can draw a line through them. This is now the graph of the linear equation 3x plus y is equal to 6.
So, here are the second method using the x and y intercepts. X-intercept A and y-intercept B represent 2 points which are A0 and 0B. To be able to find the x-intercepts, we let y equal 0 and solve for x in ax equals c. And to find the value for y-intercepts, we let x equal 0 and solve for y in by equals c. So here an example. Graph the linear equation y equals 2x minus 3. To find the solution, we will find first the value for x-intercepts. So to find the value of x-intercepts, we let y equal 0 and we substitute the value for y equals 0 and 0 equals 2x minus 3. Using the additional property of equality, we moved the 2x to the left side, so negative 2x equals negative 3. And to be able to find the x, we multiply both sides by negative 1 half. So we have now the value for x equals 3 halves. So we have now points 3 halves and 0. And we will now find the value for y-intercepts. We let x equal 0, and also we substitute the value of x, which is 0. So y equals 2 times 0 minus 3 is y equals negative 3. So we have now the point 0 and negative 3. Since we have now the 2 points, we will now plot the points in the Cartesian plane. So the 3 halves and 0 is located at the x-intercepts, or called the horizontal line, and the point 0 and negative 3 is located at the y-intercepts, or called the vertical line. So this is the graph for y equals 2x minus 3. This is how we graph a using the x and y intercepts. So here's another example. Graph the linear equation 3x minus 4y equals negative 12. Same the process. So we let y equal 0, we substitute the value of y, which is 0, and 3x minus 4 times 0 equals negative 12, and 3x minus 4 times 0 is 3x, and copy the negative 12, and we multiply both sides by 1/3. So the value of our x equals negative 4. So we have now points negative 4, 0. And next up, we find also the value for y. So we let x equal 0, and we substitute the value of x with x, which is 0. So 3 times 0 minus 4y equals negative 12. Since 3 times 0 minus 4y is negative 4y, so copy the negative 12, and we multiply both sides by negative 1/4 to remove the negative 4. So we have now the value for y, which is 3. So we have now the points 0, 3. Since we have now 2 points, we can now plot the points in the Cartesian plane. Negative 4 and 0 is also located at the x-intercepts, and 0 and negative 3 is located at the y-intercept. So this is the graph for 3x minus 4y equals negative 12 if we let y equal 0 and x equals 0. So that's how we graph using the x and y intercept. So let's move on to the third method, using slope and 1 point. So we have here the formula, the slope formula. The formula is m equals rise over run. So here an example. Graph the line whose slope is 2 and contains the point negative 1 and negative 5. So we have points negative 1 and negative 5. That point is located at the quadrant 3. So it says that whose slope is 2 and contains the point negative 1 and 5. So we will rise twice and we will run once. So 1, rise, 1, 2. So it stops at negative 1 and 3. And we will run once. So 1. And we have now the points 0 and negative 3. So that's how we graph using the slope and 1 point, using the slope formula. And here's another example. Graph the line whose slope is negative 5 over 4 and contains the point negative 1 and negative 6. Negative 1 and negative 6 is also located at the quadrant 3. It says that we will rise times and we will run 4 times. So we will rise fifth time, 5 times rather. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. It stops at -1 and 1, and we will run 4 times. So 1, 2, 3, 4, and it stops at -5. So we have now points -5 and -1. So using the slope formula. So that's all for our discussion and hope you learned something and thank you for listening.